welcome back to another Fabrication channel. I'm Jay from Jay Books Corner, and today we're playing Birth to Death, where we follow a single sim from literal birth to literal death. That's sim normally being Mindy Han, which we are following in this episode quite a bit. But we're also showing her mother's death. Now, that's quite tragic and sad, and honestly, I didn't realize she was going to die right now. Was not in the schedule. Essentially, I was going to keep her alive for a little bit longer, but she had become super angry and super frustrated with a lot of things, I guess. And she is dying by over anger issues in the game, which look more like a heart attack and stuff. If you play The Sims, I mean, you're going to see the death that's happening as we speak in the background. I'm going to take this more as her emotions got really high because of the previous episode. Jennifer had died. It had been a little bit. I'm not going to lie. It's been a few days, maybe a little longer than that since Jennifer has died. But London has really kept to herself. She retired from her job. She did a lot of things that I don't really think Mindy had really realized until it was too late. I think her emotions have just gotten a lot of her. And I think, she lost Alice, and then she lost Jennifer. And Dina's still alive, which I think also kind of makes her frustrated. She doesn't understand why Dina could survive and might take Jennifer. Because, you have to remember, I talked a little bit about this before in previous episodes. They had a very tumultuous relationship. We started with them being girlfriends. They were going to get married to solve their problems because Jennifer was cheating on her with Dina. And so, but she didn't know that. She had suspicions, but there was no confirmation. We knew that, but London in particular did not know that. So they were going to get married, and then London, having a feeling, she called off the wedding. She ran away from the wedding. It broke up the family. They had to move into their grandparents' house. Really set off a lot of chain of events. Mindy was in high school, realized that she was dating Alice at that point, but her and Jennifer were still seeing each other on the side, and so that relationship never truly had a cemented end, at least not to the public, at least not to us. Mindy had just said, "You guys, I'm going to college. I need a break from you guys. I need a break from all of this. I've had too much." And she went to college, and then she just kind of assumed everything kind of worked out because Jennifer and Dina got married, and then you have London and Alice who eventually did get married as well. Yeah, I think she just assumed that the relationship worked its way out the way it was going to. Obviously, you can see by this first shot of the episode, it very much did not work its way. The clearest I can get here is that maybe she had a year of resentment, or maybe she had always thought that her and Jennifer would end up together if Alice, maybe she never loved Alice. I really don't know. I'd love to know your guys' theories in the comments down below. That being said, it's time for a death. And this is called Birth to Death, to be fair, and people are dying. I think this is the first real death shown on screen, right? Every other death has been off screen. Which is kind of crazy. Oh my god, not Tracy being here. So Tracy is London's... I actually don't know if it's her sister or her niece. I have no idea. I will not lie. I am not going to show Death come in here and reap her soul. I'm not going to show him because it does break the illusion of the story that I'm trying to tell. I've been very true to not showing weird things. I think maybe I showed one werewolf once because I was just shocking. He was running around the world. But I really have tried really hard not to dip into the other things that the game has. Obviously, ghosts have popped up, but I tried to really not show them on camera and things. And so not to break that illusion, we are going to end this scene here. I know that's just disjointed because we have Mindy here. Okay, there we go. Mindy got her reactional face. Her mother is dead. London Han has passed. So that means both her parents are passed. And I don't really know what that will do to Mindy. I don't know where that will put Mindy emotionally. And so we'll figure that out as we go along. That being said, I'll see you soon. Before we truly move on to the next things that we're going to be talking about in this episode, I would like to mention that we're also getting a new grandchild. So with one life gone, a new life begins. We just got the call. This is about a day later, 2 days in the game. I don't really know what that equates to Mindy's time. You know how time works in this game, at least in the series. It's very mixed bag because of how I tell my story. You can decide how long you really want to be in the comments, but we're getting a call from Andrea saying that she has officially gone into labor, that they would invite her over, but that's kind of impossible in the Sims game. She went into labor here, and that we should be expecting another grandchild very, very soon. And so we'll be obviously planning a visit with them relatively soon as well, because a whole new grandchild we have to meet. It's been 2 seasons since London died. We've had a little bit of time to process this grief. We have decided that we are going to sit down and talk to Andrea. We're here to visit our granddaughter and our grandson, which is both very exciting. and we're here to have a conversation. A part of the thing as we are gearing up for the final episode, which is the next episode, which I don't think I've mentioned yet, of this season, as we gear up for her to be an elder, she is trying to figure out what the rest of her life looks like and what that means for them and what that means for everybody. That is one of the things that she wanted to come and talk to Andrea about her life, about what's going on with them, and she also wanted to talk to a few other people to like really figure out where she wants to be, what she wants to do. And so they're gonna go ahead and give a good hug, sit down. They're having a very intimate conversation about life. She's asking Andrea how her life's been. Andrea's talking about how being a mother so close together is such an interesting time, because you have to remember Andrea, I think, was a child when the twins were born, and so even she didn't have like a relationship like her kids will have. Mindy was a single child, so she didn't have any siblings outside of her half brother, who showed up when she was like a teenager, so he is much younger than Mindy. And Andrea's just here talking about how, you know, she is doing robotics. She got into a robotic, took a few classes, and she's officially working at this job that she loves and she's so excited about. But she's taking a lot of time off. That's one of the things that they're talking about. She's also talking about how Thomas is very much enjoying being a farm rancher, and they're loving being out here in the ridge. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but you know. And she's like, what about you, Mom? Like, what's going on? You're living by yourself now for the first time in years. She hasn't been by herself in a house, like directly alone, since before the kids were born, which is a very long time. And so that is something that Andrea's asking. Andrea's like, hey, you know, and Mindy's like, I don't really love it, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't love being in that location. I think Andrea's like, what are you talking about? That's our family home. Like, I'm so excited to bring our kids there and to show them everything going on. And she said, well, I talked to your sister, and they're thinking about moving in, and I'm thinking about leaving. And she's like, well, isn't she in college? And Mindy's like, yeah, but her and Holden are planning on getting married relatively soon after college. You know, it's gonna be a little bit, but they wanted a place to move into right after college. And I said, I have no plans of staying in this location anytime soon, because of the simple fact that, like, I'm not happy here. I haven't been happy here in so long. I want to find a place that I can be happy. And Mindy's like, where is that place? And she's like, I think it's in Windenburg. I think I want to move home to where she like grew up. She technically was born in the city, but they had to quickly move to Windenburg when she was a child, and most of her really growing up years and her learning years were in Windenburg. And she says there's a plot of land. It's not a big plot of land, but I definitely can afford it, and then some. I think I'm gonna build a beach house. I'm gonna live out my dreams at this beach house and travel the world. And she's like, I don't really know, Mom. I think you should get some other points of views. She's like, I want you to be happy. Moving all the way out there by yourself without anybody around, that can be very sad and taxing on you. And Mindy is just like, yeah, no, you're correct. I have a few other people I'm gonna talk to you about it, but I think this is my plan. I'm not 100% sold. And then the Andrea's like, didn't you just get this promotion? Mindy is a top person at her career now. And she's like, yeah, and I plan on doing charity work still, but I don't plan on staying at this job. I think she might stay at the job because I can't find anything else that represents what I wanted her to do when she was an elder, due to all the traveling and stuff. It makes it a bit complicated. I still wanted her to host a few events. I have like 1 or 2 episodes dedicated to charity events, ironically, when she's an elder. But she's doing other things in different places that we're going to talk about. I guess there's that. I guess we'll just wait and see. And Andrew's like, okay, well, I understand that, but this is your dream job. This is what you set out to do. She's like, honey, I've raised over 900,000 to millions and still growing for my cause and other causes. And my platform has been such a beautiful thing, but I'm just kind of ready to drop out all of it. I'm ready not to be famous anymore. I am ready to kind of go live secludedly on an island and just call it a day. You know, me and Doodle. And she asked how Doodle was doing, because Doodle recently had to have a surgery, which was kind of very intrusive. They thought it was a touch and go situation there for a minute. He's all fine. And she's like, yeah. And then she asked, did you hear about Grandpa? She had said, yeah, I got the call relatively soon. Bob had passed. We didn't call it a year or anything. And then she's probably asking, do you want to come see the newest one again? And so we're going to go with her. We're going to go over and say hi to the baby. Because we didn't really get to see Drew as an infant. Well, we got to see him briefly as an infant. We're going to see him briefly as a toddler. This is little Drew. Isn't he so cute? He's so cute. Obviously, we have Thomas, who's right here. He was out here with the horse. The baby, because I didn't place it, the name ended up being... Karina is the name it ended up being. So let's go ahead and cuddle Karina with his which is very exciting. We had that conversation that I wanted to have with her. That's all that matters to me. I'm going to come over here, give her a little bit of a huggy. So this is the new granddaughter, which is so exciting. I'm really curious to see what she looks like as she gets older. To be fair, I'm going to be honest with you, as we jump into elder life and things, I would like to see the grandkids. I don't know, probably be at least children. A lot of the grandchildren, a lot of the grandkids at least be children. I don't know exactly how it's planned out. Because both Maggie and Aaron are going to be very career based, so they might not have kids so much later. And so maybe it'll be early stages. But these ones are going to be children by the time we get to the final episodes of Mindy's life. Now we have a new grandkid. He's so cute. But with that being said, we are going to end this little section here. I'm going to be honest with you, what I kind of described is the plan. We'll get into more of it next episode, how we came to be with this plan, how everything worked out. A lot of it came down to a single house that was posted on Twitter 8 months ago, and I was like, that's Mindy's elder home. I'm not going to be using that house particularly because my game is not updated. It's not been updated since end of December, early January, and so I'm holding off. I'll be updating it relatively soon. I'll probably be updating before she turns into an elder. It makes me very nervous inside, but I have some other YouTube stuff I gotta do that requires an update, which sucks. This is the episode before the finale of season 2 of Birth to Death. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you all next time. Goodbye.